Batman has only one rule. Don't bloody kill anyone. Actually, he has many rules. No guns, always dress like a bat, dance like nobody's watching. But like all those rules, as evident by his incredibly subconscious dancing, Batman has killed. Less than most, but enough to begin to wonder whether this no killing thing is more of a guideline than a hard and fast rule. So to prove this, I've compiled a list of the times that Batman has definitively murdered someone. And I know not all of these are from what people consider true comic book Batman, but they are still versions of what is supposed to be Batman. Not Vampire Batman, or terrible 90s Azrael Batman, or Nazi Batman, but good old-fashioned Batman. That Nazi Batman, by the way, that's very, very real. Inexplicably. I could easily go 1 to 5 on this list of situations where Batman has killed in the movies. Hell, I could probably go 1 to 50. To be fair though, sometimes the deaths he causes are a result of inaction rather than action. Like the time he left Ra's al Ghul to die on that train. And sometimes they're a result of him doing something that unwittingly leads to a casualty. Like the time he made Two-Face fall to his death twice. And I'm even going to put the Joker's death from Batman 89 in this same category and assume that he miscalculated the structural integrity of that gargoyle. The rest of the time though, well, he just flat out murders a bunch of people. He turfs this henchman to his death in what looks like Tim Burton's summer vacation house, sets this guy on fire, ensuring his last moments on Earth are as agonizing as possible, sticks a bomb down this thug's pants before kicking him into a hole, and let's not forget the time that he refused to execute that one criminal, instead opting for exploding a temple full of ninjas. I guess they were bad ninjas though, so don't worry about it. To be fair, we haven't exactly had a comic accurate live action Batman as of yet, as that Batman most of the time goes well out of his way to ensure nobody dies. Basically is more likely to slap a gun out of the Joker's hand when he tries to kill himself than grappling hook him to a gargoyle. Oh, by the way, this is worth mentioning. In that cancelled DC film Justice League Mortal, Batman was to snap the main villain's neck at the end on national television. What a bloody legend. The first incarnation of Batman was a much more violent character than what we see today. Well, he's still pretty violent, but nowadays he's less likely to, kick a guy so hard in the head that his neck snaps. Or punch a man down the stairs so his neck snaps. Or punch a man into a statue so that it falls on him, snapping his neck. Or punch a man into a pool of acid, presumably where his neck is also snapped. Or even burning a man to death. This guy seems okay with it though. Look at him, laughing his ass off. What a good sport. The point is, early days Batman killed many, many people, which he was totally fine with, especially if he managed to do it with a cheeky little neck snap. To be fair though, this is all very early days Batman. The character was still finding his feet. I mean, how else do you explain him hanging a guy from his neck and flying him around with the Batplane until he's dead? But like he says, he's probably better off this way. That doesn't seem right. Batman has a long and complicated history with Ra's al Ghul. For one, he's the grandfather of his child. And like all comic book villains, he can't really be killed. Plus, he always has the convenience of the Lazarus Pit to bring him back. Anyway, despite his near immortality, Ra's al Ghul not being dead is not for Batman's lack of trying, as seen in Batman Annual Number 8. After confronting Ra's in a kung fu space battle, Batman obliterates the villain's body using his own sun ray death beam machine, then casually ejects his ashes into space. Robin is horrified, his reaction being that of accusing Batman of the murder that Batman definitely just committed. Batman though, he just shrugs it off with a casual, "Have I, Robin?" "Yeah, you have." Now obviously, Ra's al Ghul returns, but only with the help of bullshit comic book logic. I mean, who gathered up his ashes? And how do they know they got them all? And does the Lazarus Pit even work with just a pile of space ashes? Comic books. This next one's an Elseworld story, which means it's not in what's considered true Batman canon. But if you really have a problem with that, here's a recent panel of Batman punching a guy so that he then stumbles in front of a speeding train. You happy? Anyways, Son of the Demon features a Batman Ra's al Ghul team up, where at the end Batman kicks the villain in the face, causing him to get wrapped up in some electrified cables and then being fried to death. That is brutal. But not as brutal as earlier in the book, where he leaps inside a flying helicopter, punches everyone within punching reach, then casually escapes as the helicopter explodes, killing everyone on board. And remember, if you're not happy with this as my number 2, well, here's that speeding train thing again. Look, I'm aware that this last one is a little ambiguous, but it's interesting, so whatever. In the final panels of The Killing Joke, after the Joker has committed some truly horrendous crimes, even by his standards, it simply looks like the Joker tells Batman a joke, they then share a laugh, and then credits, or whatever happens at the end of a comic. But it's been suggested by comic book writer Grant Morrison that what we're actually seeing here is Batman sharing a laugh with the Joker, then reaching out and breaking his neck. And you could totally assume that based on the way that the laughter just cuts abruptly, or the way that the beam of light goes off, which is a reference to the joke that the Joker told, or this look on Batman's face that could be interpreted as a man bent over with laughter, or a man who's about to murder another man. Like I said, it is open to interpretation. But if you're not happy with the ambiguity of any of this, here are 2 separate panels of Batman using guys as human shields. Well done, Batman. Never change. Thanks everyone, and if you liked this, why not check out my podcast, The Weekly Planet? Maybe even specifically our episode on best Batman moments. I've linked that below if you're interested. Also, do you think Batman should actually kill the Joker? I'd love to know your thoughts. So leave them below or via my Twitter and Facebook pages, both ending in Mr. Sunday Movies, if you have anything to share. Thanks everyone, take care.